Welcome back, MixTapers. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are honored to have joining us, hailing from Michigan and parts of Ohio and parts unknown. I am honored to have with us Drew and Jimmy Blastbeats of the band See You Next Tuesday. How we doing, guys?
Oh,
Good.
super duper.
Thanks for having us.
Super.
Yeah,
duper.
thanks.
Honestly,
yeah,
hey.
I say super duper a lot. That's something I do.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. We have a homie who dropped an album named Super Duper, and it always stands out to me when I hear it.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Gotta love homies.
Absolutely. Yo, homies helping homies. That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
You know, $20 is $20.
You ain't lying.
You know, it's the rules of the road, as they say. R.I.P. Carlin. So, for my mixtapers that may not be familiar with See You Next Tuesday, tell us just a little bit about yourselves and about the band.
Well, we're a kind of mathy, weird type of botch version of grindcore. Been around since 2004. We picked up by Ferret Records back in 2007, released 2 full lengths, 2007 and 2008. Broke up in 2010, got back together in 2015, played a few shows. Then just earlier this year, we released our first record in 15 years, back in February, called Distractions. And I recorded it in my house over the course of about a year and a half, and we're super stoked on it.
On Good Fight Records.
Oh, on Good Fight Records, yes.
On Good Fight Records. Shout out to them.
Yeah, which is basically it's Rick and Karl from Ferret, so back in the family.
Okay. Back in the family, coming back full circle.
Hell yeah.
Now, is that kind of how you spent your times during the pandemic? Was like, fuck it, we should get back together, start writing again?
No, actually, I spent the pandemic working 70 hours a week and developing alcoholism.
Oh!
It wasn't until October of 2020 that I found sobriety again. And then I started writing the record. So actually, that's why it didn't come out till 2023. I actually didn't finish it until June of 2022. But pointing that out, being able to identify a problem, and then most importantly, having the distraction to keep you from drinking. But that's where the name came from in a nutshell. Instead of going to the store and buying a bottle of gin, I'd pick up my guitar and try to write something. And ultimately, that was the key to my sobriety.
Was just getting back into music full time.
Yeah, exactly. Just giving me an excuse.
It's nice having that healthy crutch.
Exactly.
A healthy crutch to lean on, to be like, this is gonna be my distraction. This is gonna keep my attention.
Exactly.
So that's perfect.
It's way better than picking up just another drug.
The first time I saw you guys was one of those moments.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up, I always loved, like Dillinger Escape Plan, and I'm like, all right, and always trying to find more of that extreme side of things.
Absolutely.
Love death metal, love deathcore, but there's always something to the grind and math side. There's the sporadicness, the chaos, the randomness of it. It's unexpected, and that's what I think first attracted me to you guys, and because I think I'd heard 8 Dead on MySpace.
Okay.
And then saw it way back. And I think the first time I saw you, it wasn't with Coalesce, because that would be later on.
Yeah, that was like
Ox.
2009, because Intervals was out at that point. Well, you said you're up in Maine?
I think you saw.
Yeah, but I'm from
Boston.
I was in Boston then. So,
okay.
So seeing you guys at the ICC Church and at the Palladium, all the time at the upstairs at the Palladium. I know I've got a picture, but I'll bring up here in the interview of myself and Fox screaming into a mic.
Oh, nice.
Compliments of Return to the Pit and Reverend Aaron.
Hell yeah.
And that'll come up here on perfect editing here.
Nice.
That was a very, very long time ago, but
15 years.
Always hoped 15 years that you guys would make your triumphant return, and here you are. You just did a little weekend push. I mean, it was just this past weekend when this airs.
Yeah.
It was a couple weeks ago. So how does it feel to be back out on the road after all that time?
Sore.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm 40 now, so I'm a different person,
A little bit more back pain.
A
Oh
lot of
God,
bit more.
so much lower back pain.
I mean, it was great playing shows. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, and we just did. It was with Meth, and those were like right off the bat, we're like best friends. This is how it went down. We pulled up to the first venue. Across the street, we saw this van, and we're like, I bet that's Meth. So I write on a piece of paper, Meth question mark, and then on the backside, I write hugs question mark. So I hold it out the window, and they give me the thumbs up. So I flip it around and show them the hugs, and they just start getting out of the van. We're like, all right, here we go.
Just big hugs.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So it was a match made in heaven. Like those dudes are so. I don't know if you've ever seen Meth live.
I have not yet.
Oh my God, they're incredible. They shut all the lights off and put on these little like lamps, so it's like you can barely see anything, and they're just it's just
They're
like
so good.
you just kind of, it's one of those things where you just sit back and go, wow, this is fucking happening. All right, it's wild, yeah, and it was
awesome.
it was a great juxtaposition having us after that, because it's like all these kids and these people are just like floored by what they just watched, and then we come out and just play blast beats nonstop, and they're just like, ah. But it was a blast, man. We had a great turnout every single night, and
When we left and started the run for the Meth tour. The first night was a week ago today, and we had to do a little bit of traveling, so we drove from Lansing, where Fox and Rick both live, and decided to get past Chicago, just so we could kind of get most of that drive out of the way. And we got to the hotel at a decent time. I think it was around 8. Went and got a nice dinner as a band. Got to sit down, got back to the hotel, and we always get 2 hotel rooms. Drew and his wife get one, and Fox, Rick, and I share another, because Drew's wife is actually our merch lady. She goes with us on every run. She helps drive. She drives during the day a lot of the time, and I drive at night. That's kind of like something I enjoy doing. And so we all got back to the hotel, and Fox and Rick and I were trying to find something to watch. We were so stoked because we came upon an HBO channel, and Predator had just started.
Oh, yeah!
We were like, fuck yes.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect, unwind, old 80s nonsense, over the top.
Perfect.
Oh, man. Carl Weathers.
Jesse the body in it, too.
Yeah, you got Jesse, Carl Weathers, Arnie. Carl Weathers in that movie is just fucking
he's
so good.
So
good.
His abs are kicking people's ass left and right in that movie. It's nuts.
Now he's hanging out with the Mandalorian and little baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme of him where he's talking about, like, fulfilling the bounty, and he was like, it's personal, and it like shows this little hologram, and one is the Predator, the other one is the Russian from Rocky 4, and the other one is the fucking alligator that bit his hand off in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Damn alligator!
Oh,
so good.
You might have got your hand, but I got his head, Chubbs. Oh man!
It just shows you how good Carl Weathers is, though. He's always great.
Yeah,
like everything.
He's a badass and he's
he does
hilarious.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, like,
and that's who would want anything else,
right?
No.
So
sorry, I went off on a tangent there.
No, that's fine.
That's what we do. That's what we do here.
That was a good tangent.
We pick a topic and we go like this.
Oh, that's perfect.
We're never, and then we reach back to it though. We find our way back.
And we find a way to circle
the
back.
most convoluted path you'll ever find. Like it's just completely ridiculous.
Perfect.
So that's how we do it here.
All
Okay,
right, now no
sorry
one.
about that.
All right, now that's shit we said about Drew stays between us.
You'll see it in the
Wouldn't,
bloopers.
wouldn't be the first time.
We were talking about how we found Predator to watch the night we got to the hotel of the first night when we
Oh, nice.
got past Chicago. We were just talking about how badass Predator is.
And
a
Carl
great
Weathers.
It's a great movie. Prey, the new one there. That's like the first one that really got
Super
me
good.
excited in years. I'm like, this is
I haven't seen it
fucking
yet.
awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. I just want to see predators fighting shit through time. That's it. Give me, feudal Japan. Give me against Spartans. Just have Predator fighting different shit from different time points. That's all I want to see now. That's
Yep.
that's
Dinosaurs.
perfect
Give it to
movie.
me.
Yeah, Predator
Let's
fighting
go.
dinosaurs. Let's go. I'll fucking watch that too. I mean, we've seen them fighting
Yeah.
aliens. Why not dinosaurs? Fuck it.
I want to see him fight other aliens. You know, like in 2, at the end, when they go in the little ship, Danny Glover sees, like, all the different skeletons and shit.
Yeah.
I want to see some more of that.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
good
let's
idea.
bring
So
it.
like him on like a different planet and hunting a different humanoid like
Species
creature.
all
Yeah,
together.
different
Yeah,
spe-
yeah.
That. Whew. All right, Hollywood, shut
Give
up
it
and
to
give Drew the fucking money on that.
Yeah.
There's
Hey,
the
give this-
there's
give
your
this guy
guys'
some check.
next music video. You do a predator fighting a different creature.
I don't know if
That's
Good Fight's got the budget for that.
Well, we'll start fundraising. Anybody that's got a Predator costume that wants to volunteer to be in a
Yeah,
Phoenix
let's go.
Tuesday video. See, that's how we get that type of stuff.
or we could do like a 90s Ninja Turtles style like animation. Let's go.
Oh shit.
That would be fun.
So you just hit the road for a weekend run. What was the reception coming back? Was there, you think, a lot of old heads or new heads or mixed?
Pretty mixed. The little run we did back in February with Bandit, I feel like Bandit and us are so closely, we're both grindcore bands. We saw a lot of old fans on that run back in February. This one we did with Meth, as we were talking earlier. We're like polar opposites as far as music is concerned. It just, for some reason, it just works. It works so well having their artistic darkness right before we just came out and played a bunch of blasts. But I think it was definitely a mixed crowd. It was funny because we made note of it like 2 days in. We're like, man, there's a lot of goth girls at these shows. We don't get women at shows like it's grindcore, you know what I mean? Not to say that no females come out. It's just, it is a very small percentage of our attendees. And like unanimously, everyone in my band and everybody in Meth, except for their singer, go, it's Seb. That's their singer.
He's got that goth girl appeal. Got it.
He's a dreamy guy that beats himself in the face with his microphone until he bleeds.
Oh, that's what everybody loves.
They just
That
want to
does
take
love
care
doing
of them.
that.
That's all, they come to take care of them. Like,
That's right. Yeah.
Shit, dude,
You're
that's
so
all it
fun.
takes.
They're so cool. I love watching that band
Hell yeah.
every night.
yeah.
They sound like a blast.
The first
honestly.
night-
They're a killer.
The first night
sounds
of the
fun.
tour, we played at this place.
That sounds
called-
fun.
Meth is fun, kids.
The band.
Meth is great.
Meth is great.
The-
The band. The band.
The band. Meth the band.
The band.
The first night of the tour, we played at this place called the X-Ray Arcade, which was really cool. You walk in, it was kind of like, from the outside, it kind of looks like just like industrial steel town old bar. And you walk in, and there's this big long row of like 90s arcade games, which is sick. Like everything from Simpsons to the Terminator 2 with the machine guns.
House of the Dead.
Yeah, House of the Dead.
House of the Dead.
And
yeah.
you turn the corner, and then it's just this big, huge open room with a really tall stage. And the first night, we're getting to know everybody and, chatting and stuff upstairs, while some of the other bands are playing. And, Meth goes down to play, and we finish warming up and stuff like that. So when I'm done, I was like, I want to go watch. So, I come down and the room is just dark as shit. There's all these cool lamps with red lights on them. I mean, it's a fucking vibe. And
Yeah.
they played this one song, and it was the last song they played. It's a part that they do where their drummer just slams on his floor tom and his rack tom, and it just progressively slows down to where that's the only thing that's happening. And it was just so cool to see that happening and no one say a fucking word. It was dead
it was like
silent.
dead silent. Like I was ready for someone to fart, for sure.
That's
then,
the time right there.
That's
like,
the
that's
time.
what
But then, like, you know, their drummer hit that final one and set his drumsticks down, and everybody was just like, "Oh my god, that was fucking incredible!" Like it was like a standing ovation for them. It was crazy.
So everybody was like fully in the moment. Like everybody was there, and there was that see, that's that interconnectivity of a show where it can just like unify a crowd where everybody just so awestruck by what they just saw, and you just need that little moment of brevity just to catch your breath and like take it. And you're like, it's wow, like in this the shock of it all.
For sure. Yeah, it's crazy how much you can do with so little nowadays. And I said it all. I've always said this is like being an engineer, like someone that can mix and master. It's just as much as an art form as playing the actual instrument. You know what I mean? Being able to know like how to EQ guitars to set into a mix. And like, you know, like all that stuff is you learn it just like you do a guitar. You know, there's science behind it, yes, but it's an art form too. Like you have to have the ear for it. You know, like. Well, a lot of people do.
You can somehow,
and now they can figure that out easily because for $100 you can start recording.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think you can tell the difference between somebody with a technically trained ear and then somebody who's technically and also creative, who has the heart and the understanding to understand the structure. Like a really good engineer could see the best in a band to be like, what about this idea? And be like, pushing a band a little bit and bringing out the best in them. That's, I think, what a good engineer is capable of. And that's, like you said, it's like almost it's another instrument. It's another member of the band at that point, because there's such a vital role in order to try to encapsulate, especially for a band like you that has a lot sonically going on, making it viable, making sure that it's actually tangible for an end result. And I'm sure back in the day, from like the old recordings to like your first like EP, to now, I mean it's insane, but both are still DIY. That's the thing, is just thinking about how in 20 years that evolution and the capabilities that we have access to now.
What's even crazier about that is our first EP, that This Was a Tragedy EP, that 6th song we did. So we recorded that in Josh Schroeder's in-laws' basement here in Bay City, Michigan. Do you know who Josh Schroeder is?
Yes.
He's the guy that recorded In Heart's Wake, Lorna Shore. He just did something else that was really big. Like, here's the thing. He mastered Distractions, to talk about Full Circle. Yeah. Is the record that I ended up 20 years later, 19 years later, I wrote and recorded in my room. I took it to his, like, really, really prestigious looking studio, and he mastered it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to think of his journey, like from recording us in this like shed carpet basement to a little studio in the woods in northern Michigan.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. That's damn.
No, that's awesome.
I'm freaking blown away by that. It's crazy how time works like that. You never know when somebody you might work with in the past or even meet is going to come and have a crazy, viable part of your future. It's
I always think about that. Imagine being like the person that like sat next to Kurt Cobain in math class in 6th grade. You know what I mean? Like that person always tells that fucking story.
Oh yeah, I sat next to him. I cheated off his algebra test.
Yeah, any like celebrity. I don't know if any of you guys like went to school with a celebrity or not, but like those people are normal people too. Like they went to school. Like it's crazy to think like that. There's just some person that was like in gym class with, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And
that was okay. And that was fine.
Dodgeball must have sucked though. He was probably a gym class hero. He
grew up in Austria, man. They know how to feed men over there.
Oh man, it's the same like saying like, oh, I was I was in language class with Andre the Giant. Be like, wait, what?
I know.
Look at our school
Could you
photos.
imagine? Could you imagine?
I want to go. I wanted to go to school. Anybody want a peanut? Oh man, and it's. I think that's one of the best parts about this fucking ride that we're on is that you just never know when something from your past is going to come back full circle. If you would have told me, 15 years ago, that kid that ate like a quarter of mushrooms and went to go see, a band that he heard on MySpace open up for Job for a Cowboy, I'd be like, oh, that's no way, dude. You're gonna be sitting there fucking 15 years later, sitting there in your studio interviewing. I'm like, nah, I would never believe it, but here we are. Here it is coming full circle. And it's a lesson anyone who might to watch this here is you never know the people in your life that might come in at the most craziest times, and just appreciate those moments when you can.
Heck yeah, man.
Kind of the
That's
same.
what it's all about.
And kind of the same for me. With what you just said about interviewing us. 15 years ago, See You Next Tuesday and my old band, The Heartland, we played a show together. We played a couple of shows together, and I never in my life would ever think, later on in life I would be playing with these dudes, and it happened. So it's it's just a crazy way how things work.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's the shit that makes it worthwhile to get up. It makes it worthwhile to keep in the good habits and break the old bad ones and things like that. For those out there listening, wondering if you're like, hey, there's a reason. Find those people. Find those people to connect with. Make your music, make your videos, whatever it is you might be. Because there's a way to get it out there to people and connect. Like you said, if it's 8 people or 80 people or 800, it doesn't matter because you're in there sharing in that moment, and that's so ingrained and personalized that you make that that lifelong connection to a band. And for me, it was that. I think the first time the first one was with Job for a Cowboy, and we can bust out a relic here. A lot of people had tried to get this for me over the years, but I never gave it up.
Oh shit! What is it?
We got an oldie right here.
Oh,
We got a
boy.
very oldie. Yeah,
Oh,
not just the SYNT, but the run of just the classic I Heart Cunt.
That's so funny because we actually just reprinted that.
Real? See, I always
Yeah.
man, there was only so many of these made back in the day. I know like one other person that has it, and he still has his too.
I feel like you need to wear that tomorrow. You need to wear that Sunday to church.
That's my good church shirt. That shirt's gotten me kicked out of a lot of bars.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I've gotten people I've gone to shows like you can't fucking wear zip up your fucking hoodie if you're gonna be in here. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking word. Fuck off.
Oh my god.
Dude,
So,
seriously.
It's
I love like seeing people buy that shirt at our shows. Like I said, we just reprinted it. It's different now. Like we did it on this like blood splatter all over. We just posted it up online for sale. Weirdly enough, while we're sitting here, Kyle Medina from Body Snatcher just ordered one.
Oh hell yeah!
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle.
Kyle. Hey, I'm gonna have to get a new one so I can officially maybe I can put it up in the studio here.
So we did we played this amazing venue in Pittsburgh called Preserving Underground, and it's like this church that they converted into a couple venues. There's like an upstairs venue, downstairs. We played in the basement. And then there's a record store. And like it's not just a record store. Like Jimmy is like he's got a boner right now just thinking about it.
I'm wicked high.
Like they had they had they had the Coalesce Daughters and Us poster from when we played at the First Unitarian Church. Like they had one of those posters.
No.
Like they had
way.
a fucking Pantera hockey jersey.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was so fucking cool.
It wasn't for sale.
But yeah,
bro.
so they had that wasn't for sale. But they had records, CDs, cassettes, all sorts of media. Really, really great selection of underground stuff.
What is this place called again?
Preserving Underground.
Yeah, they're definitely doing it right there. Preserving Underground.
Yeah, so this dude hits us up. That's from Erie, Pennsylvania. His name's Blake Issa or Isa. I don't actually know how to say his last
ISIS.
name. ISSA, I think is how he spells it. Anyway, he has actual 80s camcorders. He has a Hitachi and an RCA camcorder from like the late 80s. Like the big fucking...
Yeah.
Like they're huge. You know, they're like...
Yeah.
Yeah, the big, like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
on my
you got 'em.
shoulder. Like, some of your viewers are going to have to Google that because they're like, what are they talking about?
That's what I
use your phone.
That's what I first learned on as a kid. Is one of those big boys. My mom
yeah.
had one, and that was my first camera. So you got to shoot it not like on like the actual VHS.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it was so cool. So, like, yeah, like, he does a production company called Imperfect Videos. And I hope you follow them, too, by the way, Imperfect Video. Because he's going to, I mean, we're like the first band he's doing this with. But I sure as hell hope that he gets up and running on this, man. I can definitely see a lot of bands turning out some cool videos from this. From him, anyway. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, hit up Blake. He's awesome.
Blake and
But yeah, man.
That's such a cool concept, though. Just like having that level of distortion. And there's like, I loved. I mean, growing up, we all had those VHS band tapes. You know, I mean, obviously, different Pantera videos and stuff like that. The CKY tapes.
The CKY tapes were so great. Oh man.
And I don't know if anybody watches stuff that Tool does. Recently, he just played in Florida dressed as drag.
Yeah, I saw that.
And obviously, you know, with all the mayhem that's going down in that fucking place. But, you know, good for him. But back in 1997 at Lollapalooza, he did the same thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, he's the same dude doing the same shit.
He just makes
and
wine
I
now.
dig it. Well, I saw.
Back to that beat, you can tell he's genuine about it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
the first
dude,
time I
that's
saw
exactly
him
right.
on the Lateralis tour, he was doing drag then, you know, back in 2000 2001. Like that's nothing. That's
I
nothing
love
new
it.
for Maynard, and I do too. I mean,
I hope they try to fine him for doing that shit at an all ages show.
and I'm seeing a lot of
I
these,
can't wait.
especially like the drag shows in Tennessee. Like they're raising so much money. They're like, well, fuck the fine. We're gonna pay it. We're just gonna pay the fine from the money we
pay your
raise,
fine.
and fuck you all. And that's the way that they're getting around it.
It's just more publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awful. Don't get me wrong. It is awful seeing any government target people, and I'm not going to try to sway this conversation down a political tunnel, but I will just say that it is absolutely disgusting watching a government target an entire group of human beings right in front of our eyes. It is fucking nauseating. But that's it. That's all.
Agreed.
No, and we fully agree. We are big support of all our drag friends and also all of our friends in the LGBTQIA community. Like,
Absolutely.
people should be allowed to be themselves, to be true and honored to themselves without a fucking government or another person persecuting them just for being who they are inside. Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, fuck
I
that.
fucking can't stand that shit.
all-
and honestly,
we're all
everyone
human
here,
beings.
they're here for the right reasons. And if they, for some reason, that surprises any of you watching this, you can fuck right off anyways, because I don't care. It's my show.
You're watching the wrong show if you believe
Yeah.
any of that fucking bigoted bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I'll
wrong
tell you. I
show.
mean, it's hard to be a grindcore band out there, but I'll tell you what, man. We would, if you're a fan of that, we're not a fan of you, and don't be a fan of ours.
Yes.
No, and that's the thing, is like that negativity breeds negativity. Like, just because we
Absolutely.
play heavy, aggressive music, it doesn't mean, I mean, that's an outlet. That's cathartic. It's a release.
Yeah.
You know, for a lot of us, we're working through a lot of past trauma, and this is how we get that shit out in a safe environment without self-destructing.
Absolutely.
And, you know, for us, I mean, fuck, dude, you know, music saved my fucking life, and I know that most people can say the absolute same. And it should be a safe place for everybody.
It did in the form of this record that I just put out. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, distractions is everything that word means. It was my distraction. If I kept going down the path I was going, I might not be here. It was bad. And I'm not trying to just be like, oh, poor me. But, like, for
it's
real.
being real. No,
like,
it's being real.
Music saved my life just within the last year. And that's not the only time in my life that it has.
It's
and
just the
I
most
can say
recent.
the same for Jimmy in the year that we've spent playing together in this band. I mean, he has a plethora of stories where music is done just the same for him. Everybody does its part of music. It's what music is, even if it's just as a spectator. Yep. You know, like I know a lot of people scoff at the popularity of someone like Taylor Swift, but like you see the people that are like outside these stadiums having their own little concerts. Like, talk about somebody that saves people's lives. You know what I mean? Like, she's touched the hearts of so many people out there for get someone through a breakup or a tough time. Like, that's fucking magical, man.
And if you can have that type of effect in somebody's life, then I think you're doing the right thing. You know, even if it's not your cup of tea, you can still respect it for what it is. And that's exactly the way I've had that approach towards music. Like, just because it might not be something, doesn't have a positive impact on somebody else's life, we'll leave it alone. It ain't fucking hurting anybody, you know?
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of, if you just don't like something, you can move on. Why have to, engage in a negative way when you can just simply choose the positivity?
I will say that I feel like since the Gatekeeper moniker got the name Gatekeeper, we're gradually starting to see less and less of that on the internet. Like, go fuck yourself. So what? A Kardashian wore a Cannibal Corpse shirt.
Who cares?
Who cares?
I love it.
Yeah.
I say this all the time on the internet. Kim, any of you Kardashians, Kanye, I don't care, any celebrity, really. You want merch, I'll send it to you for free.
Yeah, like you have someone who's got millions of eyes on them wearing merch that
absolutely. I have
even
shirts that just say
surface,
"I heart cunt" on them.
Yeah, let
please,
them wear it.
somebody awesome, just send us a message. I'll send you free stuff. I don't care.
Like, you guys' fucking tour poster, I had to grab one. The Magic the Gathering card that Fox did.
Hell yes.
Holy shit! My buddy's like, dude, they're going quick. I'm like, I'm so fucking broke this week, and he's like, they're going quick. And I ordered one and I got mine. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's gorgeous. I need to get a frame for mine so I can get it up. I still got it in the roll.
What does that say?
Oh, is that one?
One.
Oh, one.
Number 1 out of 120.
That's
120.
So
it's a little
Fox,
grainy on mine.
Fox has a thing where he has a specific number. I think he said it was like 8 or 7. 7 seems weird because that's everyone's lucky number. But I feel like maybe it was 9. I don't remember. But he's like, I always take this number so you can have number 1. I was like, well, fucking shit. Yeah, I want number 1.
You've been staying busy. Everybody go and check out Distractions. We're going to be checking out a handful of videos tonight. You have the VHS, which by this point it's probably sold out. Sorry, everybody.
I hope so.
I fucking hope so. There's only so many copies, but it's probably sold out by this point.
Only 100 copies. So
now, what do you guys got? Do you have anything you could say that you got coming up after June? Any local stuff, or just kind of working behind the scenes?
Yeah, actually, August 4th, we're playing, we're doing 2 hometown shows. We're saying Columbus and Detroit, because that's just our hometowns.
Yeah.
So, on August 4th, we're doing, down in Columbus at a place called the Big Room Bar, and we're part of we're headlining a tour package of Chipong, Bandit, and Decultivate. So it's like the grindiest package known to man, which is why I said you should fly out for it. The very next day, we're playing the Sanctuary in Detroit. So August 5th at Sanctuary in Detroit. Get your tickets as soon as this comes out, because last time it ended up selling out. So last time we played at the Sanctuary, it ended up selling out. So I know, like, that week before, people start clicking the fucking ticket buying, so get on it.
Yeah,
it's going to be a killer show. Like, Bandit, Chipong just put out a new record. Bandit just put out a new record. Like, there's a lot of spotlight on those 2 bands. And Decultivate came all the way here from Czech Republic to just fucking rip, man. They're really good. Kind of like grindy, power violence-y stuff. It's really solid.
Fuck yes. Definitely lots to look forward to. Oh, what else you got?
Yeah, I just remembered, it hasn't been announced yet, but will be by the time that comes up. We are playing Sunday, July 23rd at the Ottawa Tavern in Toledo, Ohio as well. Ooh. It was kind of a long story short. We had more days based around trying to get out east, and a bunch of stuff just kept falling through, and just, we sat on it too long before we started booking. We're busy booking this other tour. It is what it is, but we got the one show, so we're at least going to play that since it's close to home. So,
yep.
Well, we'll be sure to post that both all three shows on our social media as well. So if you're
Cool.
watching this
Yeah, very
in
cool.
June and you want a reminder in July and August, well, you can check that on our social media and on our Discord channel and our artist announcement section. So yeah, I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
figure out what I could finagle about August, and we'll talk about that later. But I gotta say, Drew, Jimmy, it's been an absolute honor to be able to sit down with you guys tonight. My guest tonight,
Thank you for
Drew and
having
Jimmy,
us.
of
This was
See
a
You Next
blast.
Tuesday of Michigan. This was a lot of fun.
Yay.
Be sure to follow them on all social media platforms. Links are down below in the chat
Yeah.
right now.
Put that
Um,
underground.
Yeah, we even have a
Mixtape
TikTok
is-
now because we're
Yeah.
fucking cool.
That's the way of the times, you know, and it
Oh,
all
man.
comes
It's great
full
stuff.
circle.
So cool.
That's right. That's the next track. Is it? It all comes full circle. You know, you had a crazy
Full
dream,
circle.
but it all came full circle. You know, that's how it works. Freaking
Exactly.
thank you so much for being here,
Absolutely.
Mixtapers.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.